He's like, if you're gonna go through all that trouble, trying to round up people to email the shit out of Novorossiysk Direct, not Novorossiysk Direct, sorry, Novorossiysk headquarters. I'm gonna try to leave the link in my description here, and maybe even throw it on a couple of clips here. He told me that if you're gonna go through all that, why not ask for what I've been asking Novorossiysk for years? I'm like, what is that? 32.8. I said, what?
What?
I'm like, say that again? Rick told me that, why don't you ask them, if you're gonna ask them, if you think you can get a bunch of people to email the shit out of Novorossiysk headquarters about this 28.8, why not ask them? Forget about, we definitely don't want the 28.7, even though Rick said that he can mod the shit out of the 28.7. 28.7s are very good as well, but why go 7 if we can go 8? Why go 7 if you had already 8? I don't understand. Keep the 8. Fuck the 7. Why not ask for 32.8? I said, whoa.
What?
What a great idea, man.
What, kid?
Can you imagine 32.8?
Holy snaps.
There has never been one.
Never.
The world ever made before.
Never.
There has never ever been a 32.8 race inspired 32.8 ever. Not even the LRP 32 is an 8 port. All right. Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine a race inspired 32 8 port turbo head kit? Any questions? Ceramic bearings. Oh, Zach. Can you imagine that, guys?
Oh,
Zach. Next level shit. Guys.
Oh, Zah.
I need your help. Listen, I never once, never I ever said, subscribe to me, please subscribe to me, please give me thumbs up. None of that shit. I don't even care about that stuff. All right? I never once said that. I hate saying that. I hate when people beg, oh, please give me thumbs up, please subscribe to me. Fuck that shit. I hate that. That's pathetic for me in my eyes. You'll never see me or hear that shit from me. Right?
Nope, never.
I always go to other people's channels. Always. I always help others. That's how you. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram.
Nope.
None of that shit. I'm not professional, but I'm doing pretty damn good, kid.
Only
pretty damn good.
100,000 plus subscribers.
I'm just honest. And I help people.
Yes, you do.
End of story. All right? I never say no. I do the best I can. It's getting super impossible to deal with everybody, but I'm doing it. And somehow I'm getting it done. All right? And not only that, I go into other people's channels. I notice some guys doing great stuff. Great stuff with only 9 subscribers.
Yep.
3 thumbs down and 1 thumbs up. I said, what? Fuck that.
What?
What do? I go there.
I subscribe.
I see what they're doing. If I like it, if they're doing good work. A lot of people putting in good work. If you put good in work, you deserve credit. And that's it. When I see that, I will support you to the end. I will subscribe to you. I'm going to give you thumbs up always.
Hell yeah.
And then not only that, I'm involved with some groups. I'm gonna, not even the LRP 32 is an 8 port. All right.
Oops.
Can you imagine that, guys?
Oops. Sorry.
Can you imagine a race inspired 32 8 port turbo head?
Gotta hear that again. Oh, Zah.
Ceramic bearings. Oh, Zah. Can you imagine that? Talk about next level.
I love that shit. That's my Nitro brother for life. I like the way he says that. Oh, Zah. That's like, you guys know that I call him Mr. Zah. That's like a special Zah. When John says that, oh, Zah, or he does the Zanika Fed. I think I mentioned to you guys when I talked to him on the phone a while back. I asked him, I go, what is this Zah thing? Where'd you get? He goes, I just made it up. Doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it kind of does, and it's just, I think it's a Portuguese expression. But he basically made it up, the Zah thing. That's like, when I say, oh, snaps. But that, that's kind of a made-up thing. Phrase or whatever. Or like I've done in the past, you get the Emerald Lagasse, the famous Cajun cook from the South. Kick it up a notch. bam! He does that, bam! I love that shit. Because if you guys know Muggy likes to cook. I mean, that's why I got a damn kit. I got a kitchen. Hold on a minute. No. In this house that I live in with 3 other roommates, there's a kitchen, but I'm just anal about. People don't clean up their shit, man. I'm OCD about that shit. And as much as I love to cook, there's 2 things I can't stand. Dirty kitchen, dirty bathroom. Hell no, my mom didn't raise me like that. Okay? OCD big time. That's why you guys notice my shit is like immaculate all the time. You know, it's not, you know, it's a lot of different reasons, but one of the main ones, that's just how I was raised. But anyway, to get back to what we're talking to, you know, the kitchen thing, I love to cook. I mean, this is where I live, people. How many people do you know eat, sleep, breathe, shit, Nitro? I only know one. Me. Who put this thing together? Me. That's who. Fly, pelican fly. I love that Scarface shit. So no Scarface, no Darth Vader this time. Well, we do got the Darth Vader body. That body's, hopefully I can get that done this week. I still haven't got into the next stage, which I'm going to start masking. I'm still trying to decide the colors. I think I'm going to go mostly black because it is Darth Vader, but I can't do where the pictures of him are black because they won't come out as well. So I think somewhere around the pictures or some parts of it, I might try to stream it like red around the picture, fade out a little bit, all black, and then when it gets to his picture again, fade out to red. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important when you're doing your bodies, is you just take your time, because I'll look at it. Many times I've been looking at it and I'll think, okay, you know, once you get the pictures on, you're okay, now what pictures are going to go good with that? Okay, I know what vehicle it's going to go on. I know it's going to be having mostly black rims. White rims won't go with it. It's Darth Vader, man. Black rims only. But, you know, and it's going on my Mugen, which has black rims on it now. But what motor's going to be in it? Well, I don't know yet. I think what I'm going to do is the same thing I did, similar. I don't know if I want to do it the same. Is on here, on the Joker. You know how I put this candy purple and the white? I think I'm going to do, I might just do from front to back like I kind of did here. The only thing I wish I would have done on here is I would have did the purple all the way down. But it's just the way this Proline body is. But I did it like that. I might do that again. Or I just might do it from the top. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And just fade it all purple. But it didn't come out as bright. It would have been brighter if I would have backed it with more white. The white is what like really makes the color pop. So, but you know, it's gonna have a purple motor in it, so I want it to match the Novorossi. There'll be other motors in it, but the main motor that's going to be in this vehicle, like I said, this is the motor that Lance modified, the badass Novorossi 28.8 Rex Legend. There's the tattoo, RCR modded, people. This thing hasn't even fired up yet, man. I so want to get this thing broken in, but I'm not in no hurry. That ain't going nowhere, so we got other business to attend to. So anyway, before we get into what's going on with the Muggy, that video, you guys remember that John, that was when he thought that they were going to discontinue the Novorossi 28.8s. And that was the time that LRP have already filed for bankruptcy. And thank God they took over. Another company took over, although they really didn't change anything. As you guys know, and I always tell you guys, these LRPs are a mediocre motor at best. If it wasn't for guys like Lance and guys like Rick that mod these things now, because Neil's no longer in business, you know, Neil's done forever. But anyway, if it wasn't for these motor modders, we would, on this motor, other motors we would be okay. Most of the motors that I have, I mean, all my Italian motors, they're fine. You could have a stock Reds, great motor. Tweak it a little bit. You could have a stock Pico, great motor. Stock Novorossi 28.8. These are all my original mods. These are the first 3 motors that I got modded, if you guys didn't notice. The Rex, this was modded by Rick. There's this signature along next to that little scratch that I got. Damn, that pisses me off. One thing I can't stand, man, that's why I tell you guys, try not to run without your bodies. I know you got to tune them and all that, but that's why I don't like doing it in the street. I'd rather go tune on the grass, man, because at least if that thing flips, it's going to land on the grass. It's not going to jack up your head. That's just me. You guys do what you want. I am anal about by the top of my head. You guys know As I told you in the past, I will not buy a motor. I don't give a shit if it's brand new, has 1 tank of gas through it, and is, you know, a $400 motor that's $50. I will not buy it if the head's all scratched up. Hell no. I'm anal about that shit. I try to take care of my heads. That's why, whoop, when this, ooh, there, Muggy scratched it again. When that one got, and then especially, you guys knew what happened to this one. The stock 28. Look at that. In the freaking, that's what I don't like about the Muggy. It doesn't have a fin on it. Because it doesn't have a spoiler on the back, when you run it, and it flips, you're landing right on the head of your motor, man. And this one got scratched in the Mugen because, or no, was it the Techno? Maybe it was the Mugen, I can't remember. It just flipped in the dirt. That was my stupidity of running the thing. You know, like I said, when you go to tune your motor, everybody, you run it without your bodies on. I know that. Just be careful, man. I don't know. I'm anal. You guys scratch your head up and look at it. Man, this is a $400 motor right here. When all is said and done. Granted, you get the Novarasa carburetor for cheap. You can maybe get it for $60-70. But most of the time, if you can find one brand new, they're around $100. If you just want to get a brand new one, absolute, $100. $200 motor, $125, $150, depending on how you go through. Motor. There you go. $400 motor right here. That's the most expensive motor that I own right now. And it's funny because that ain't even the best quality. That one's the best quality right there. Any Italian is better quality than that thing. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, if it wasn't for this motor being modded, or being able to be modded, I wouldn't even buy an LRP. They're made in Taiwan. Yes, it is the biggest motor, but that is big isn't always better. It's not in quantity, it's quality, people. Don't get that twisted up. So anyway, Mr. Zai thought that they were going out of business, but they didn't. But that whole video was, you know, him, like, he was really, really distraught. You can tell John, that's one thing John that really bothered him. And like I said in the past, I believe the reason he stepped away from, or left 8-scale Nitro is because he got tired of all these companies discontinuing shit. He got tired of a lot of that shit happening, and it just it was wear and tear on him, and especially Losi, because you know they're owned by Horizon. I think the last final straw was when they discontinued the 4.0. John was like, fuck this, I'm done. Fuck Nitro. Let me do my 5th scale. All these private companies and DDM and Detroit, you know, and Odeon, all those companies that own the 5th scale, most of it. If you notice, 5th scale is not big giant corporate. They don't give a shit about Horizon, Traxxas, even Absolute A-Main. They're irrelevant to them. 5th scale is by all these smaller companies that are controlled by those guys. Now, granted, you've heard, you know, I talk to Elite all the time too, and I've heard from Elite, and John will mention that sometimes it takes them a long time to get parts and stuff. That's the only thing. But other than that, they don't have to worry about no corporate dropping the hammer, kicking them in the balls, discontinuing shit. That's why John went full-on 5th scale. Road 5th scale, drag racing 5th scale, bashing 5th scale, you know, because he didn't have to worry about that bullshit, what we deal with in Nitro. It was a good thing that a lot of videos that John did, he was wrong. As far as when he, you know, LRP's still around, you can still get LRPs, A-Main, Novarosas are still around for now. I don't hear a lot of good things about them, and I don't want to, you know, put the cart in front of the horse, and I'll keep you guys posted, but I don't like the way Novarosas, where they're going right now. 2020, people, there will be a lot of surprises in 8-scale Nitro. So, but that's all, you know, I can only control what I do. You, we, us, Nitro Nation, we can only control what we do. I learned that lesson in life early on, thank God. I can't control what you do. I can't control how you feel, what you think. Granted, yeah, I try to, you know, in the past. Muggy's been guilty of like, hey, if you don't do it my way, fuck you, or I hate you. And I didn't never say that. And I know people say I might have come across that, but it's not what I meant. I think what I meant by a lot, I mean, I know what I meant. And what I meant was, if you ask me for something, if you ask me to help you on something, and I tell you exactly to do it, don't do it your way. Do it the way I told you. And then don't say later that, oh, well, that didn't work. Well, because you put your twist on it. That's our human nature, and we always do that. Excuse my language, we fuck that up. Problems of your own making, like I said in the past. You put your own spin on shit, And then you wonder why your shit's fucked up. You didn't listen to Adam Drake. You didn't listen to Mr. Za. You got some other bright idea or bright scheme. Let me try to reinvent the wheel. I see that shit all the time. That shit cracks me up. It's already been invented. It's already working well. And let me try to fix it, make it better. Let me try to reinvent it. Fucking stupid. Knuckleheads. But anyway, so glad John wasn't right about that. Although, like I said, no, Rossi quality has changed. And this isn't an educational thing. I want to share with you what's going on. But I was watching. I watch a lot more John's videos, the older ones, than I do probably in the past. Especially because those are his videos. Besides Adam's are too short. They're short, and then you gotta, click it again, and you can't. I want to just put a video on. I guess that's why people say they like my long videos. I want to just put a video on for the next at least 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and I'm wrenching. I don't want to have to do nothing. I don't want to have to go click this. So, it's bad enough with John now. You got to skip through all his damn commercials, man, because he's famous. I hate that shit. I'm like, damn, I hate the commercial, but that's how they pay people on YouTube. You guys know that. So anyway, welcome all muggy maniacs, truggy maniacs, buggy maniacs, monster truck maniacs. Sure, yeah, I seen John talk about back in the past. He was talking about that, but I never forget the day, like I said, when he said, "Fuck monster trucks, they're a fucking headache." Polestars, Rotostars, yes, they're classic. Yes, they're collectible. Yes, some of them are iconic. But what does that have to do with what does apples have to do with oranges? We're talking about today, present, 8-scale Nitro. What's cracking? Techno has just released their 2.0 buggy. That thing is like ridiculous. So is the price. That's why I haven't got one, and I won't. I'd rather buy a decent one for around $300 with enough parts to build another one, and then I can the money that I saved, the $300 or $400 I saved from buying a barely used one, is I can put it into all the upgrades. Because you guys know, if you guys are serious bashers and recreational guys, it's all about the upgrades. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love this thing, man. I mean, all my whips now, well, almost all of them, but, well, yeah, I would say all of them. I mean, there's a few things I can do to. I'm not done. And and that's what the decision I made. I wanted to do, John mentioned that too. He wanted to, before he bought that muggy, if you guys see that video where he got the muggy, he didn't want to buy all those whips because he just wants to take the whips that he has and put all the time and effort and all the goodies and bells and whistles. And that's why I feel the same way. That's why I haven't, been jumping the gun on getting a buggy. Yes, I want another buggy and truggy, but these 5 that I have, or 4 that I have are enough. They keep me busy, as you guys know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I got this Techno, I knew that there wasn't going to be a lot that I do to it. But there's still other things that I want to do to it. FYI, they make aluminum, 7075 aluminum hub carriers. They're sick. They're like a anodized blue like this. I forgot the company. They're expensive. And they're in the inside. They're, your hub carriers, they have them for the front and the rear. And what that does is going to strengthen your hubs. They won't wear, because all that plastic, even though this is good plastic, Techno's one of the best, toughest plastics beside Kyosho, it's still going to wear and get sloppy over time. With aluminum, you're not going to have that problem. Bearings won't get loose in there because the plastic, you remember, your bearings are in plastic. Unless you have Mugen, that's what I love about my Mugen, man. Mugens, in the rear at least, anyway, you have full-on aluminum hubs, 7075, so you don't got to worry about your bearings getting sloppy. Techno, there's no aluminum hubs, front or rear. Even some pillow balls now, I think that you can get the pillow balls, like for my Mugen, the pillow balls, where the balls, the pillow balls inside themselves are titanium, and they're lined, the inside of the plastic is lined with aluminum. So they don't, all that friction spinning, eventually that shit gets sloppy. So I had to replace my arms eventually because my A-arms were sloppy. Now my A-arms are sick. Look at that. You want to see some fresh suspension, people? Look. Look at that. Oh, snaps. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you set your shit up. Look at that. Part of this is Techno's technology, their shocks, their suspension, but also a lot of it is the way you set it up. My shit's set up proper. Dampening, everything. And I maintain my shocks on a regular basis. Some people never do, man, and I trip out. My friend that comes over, that one guy that I bust his balls, man, his one of his little buggies that he has, Nitro buggies, it's like this. I'm like, bro, where's your suspension at? Oh, well, that's the way. I'm like, dude, you're gonna jack up your chassis. Look at the front. My front. Look at that. Mr. Za would be like, oh, Za. Oh, Za. Hell yeah. My shit's style, people. Come on, man. Who do you think you guys are talking to? Some scrub? Some rookie? But anyway, so to get back to what we were talking about, you know, there's a lot of different upgrades for the Mugans, more actually than the Techno. People ask me that all the time. Hey, Muggy, what would, if you choose, what would you choose? An NB, you know, and I'm only talking about a Mugen NBX7, which I have. You know, I don't have the 8. The 8s are even, from what I hear, are really nice. But see, if I got an 8, then I got to start over again and put all the upgrades that I did to this one. Because the Mugens, when you get these, you front and rear chassis braces, aluminum 70-75 king heads. It doesn't come with the carbon fiber top servo saver plate that you're looking at right there. That's aftermarket, 20-something bucks. The only carbon fiber that they give you in any of the Mugens, the newer ones, is the radio tray. That's it. So you got to change. Otherwise, you're dealing with like the Losis, where these right here are plastic. That ain't gonna save you. If you get on a head-on wreck or whatever, that you're done. So I got the king heads, aluminum. These are. It's kind of weird. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's real small, but it's right there. King heads makes them. So front and rear, chassis brace. You know, it's got all the hop-ups, you know, that you can possibly want. Titanium turnbuckles, obviously. I mean, one big thing that I, oh yeah, one thing that I like about these and the Technos is the front and rear, the A, B, C, and D blocks, your hinge pinch carriers, they're all aluminum. If you have them with plastic, then look for aluminum, man. They're so much stronger, and they'll last so much longer, guaranteed. So anyway, we're going to break that one in. Not anytime soon. We're going to get back to this freaking Techno. So anyway, I ran this thing yesterday. After, I didn't get any footage of it because what happened is the bearings went out in the clutch. Now, which brings me to I wanted to kind of touch on this a little bit. You hear a lot of guys talking about clutches, and there's so many tuning options to your motor. Like I told you guys in the past, anything that's connected to your motor is part of your tuning. Spark plug. Or anything that goes in it. Spark plug. Fuel. Carburetor, obviously, and all the needles. Clutch. Flywheel. Pinion. Exhaust and header. And fuel lines. Keep your fuel lines clean. Replace them periodically. Or if you clean them out and don't leave nitro fuel in them, they'll last a lot longer than if you don't take the nitro fuel out of your fuel lines, people. They will eventually harden. They will crack. You will get leaks. I don't know what part of that some people don't understand, and I see it all over YouTube. Tore up fuel lines, man. And if it's running tits and perfect and you never have a problem tuning it, and it's always, you know, running like a clock, and you got shitty lines, then disregard what I just said, and you're good. But anyway, clutch bearings. Clutch bearings, if you have clutch bearings with the plastic shields, the black ones, like these, see those? These here? Move these out of the way. See these here? You have the ones with the plastic shields. Do not use them on the inner part of your clutch bell. Okay? The inside of your clutch bell, do not use plastic shields. They're okay. I still wouldn't use them, but you can get away with using them on the outer part of your clutch bell because that part's not getting as hot. It all gets hot, but the main heat obviously is coming from the part closest to the motor. That's where I use metal shield ones. Now, this is what I had yesterday, but these ones are still intact. The other ones I had, when I took them off, the balls came out. It lost its nuts, its balls. See how the shield comes off of there, and eventually the little bearings fly out, or they come out. So check your bearings. Look at that. The other side, the piece is gone too. See the other side? It's gone too. But see, that's why these are plastic. This usually has a plastic shield on that side, and then it has a plastic shield on that side. And I was using this ones on the inside. I didn't, and that's my own mistake. You know. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. And I have been crazy more times than none. Trust me. Been there, done that. So we are running the Serpent clutch. That's funny, but I was looking at this today. This is the whole setup that the Muggy bought. When I bought this, by the way, this is the new revised OS. This motor hasn't been fired up in like, oh my gosh, 6 months, maybe longer. I don't know how to check my videos. I broke it in, ran I ran about probably 10 tanks of fuel through this. And then, you know, shut it off because I knew I wanted to get it modded. Go look at Adam Drake. He has a video on these XR Max. He was very shocked. He was very, very, very impressed. He said these things are very powerful, .21. Compared to the Speedworks, obviously it doesn't have the ceramic bearings and the DLC coated crank, but Adam Drake was saying that this is a badass motor. For $300, which is what they cost brand new. So, you know, the speed motors are what, $400 or $500? But this was their budget. This was the budget OS. Okay, and it's a badass. I like it because the carburetor, this carburetor is one of the easiest carburetors that I've ever tuned besides an Overossi. And if you look at it, check out that carburetor. Does that look familiar? They copied Overossi, except this one's aluminum and Overossi's are plastic. But it tunes really well, man. This thing tunes, wait till you see it. This thing tunes like money, people. Money in the bank. But anyway, Adam Drake said this is a great motor. And it just doesn't have the ceramic bearings and the DLC coated crank. And also, Adam, as you know, he likes the three different adjustment, the mid needle. I hate that shit. I even hate the Novorossis that come with it. But anyway, this motor came with this clutch. Serpent, this is a 13 pinion Serpent clutch and pinion. Okay. And this is the Works 2058 EFRA with the header, whatever header. I think A-Main still carries these. Check them out. This is if you guys got .21s and you can't afford, I mean, it's not cheap. No pipe is cheap anymore unless you get a generic one or the Dynamites. That's it. All Italian pipes. This is Italian, by the way. Obviously, Works. They're $100. This is a $100 pipe, but they might be on sale like 75 or something cheaper on A-Main. If they have them, I would buy one if I were you. If you like your .21s, whether it's stock or modded, this is a badass pipe. This is kind of their version, Works version of an 86. It's got tons of bottom and tons of mid, and it screams pretty good top. It's a full range pipe. So anyway, on the clutches, I use, also another thing too, these are the better ones. When you get the clutch, ProTech, I recommend ProTech clutch bells, A-Main. 13, 14, whatever you're using, because they got the larger diameter bearing on the inside and the smaller one on the outside. It's just a lot better. Always have tons of washers, tons of shims. Make sure you shim your shit right, people. Okay, not too much, not too little. Just right. I always say, because that's another reason your bearings will go out. When you shim your clutch too tight, and this thing wants to expand, and because it's snug, your clutch bell, you're gonna pop. Your bearings are gonna wear. Okay. I mean, look at this thing. This thing, all you want is a little tiny bit of play. If I can show you guys. You can barely see how my finger, barely, I mean, that's barely. If you have too much, you're going to give it too much wiggle room. It's going to expand even more, and then your clutch, when it gets sloppy, you're not going to idle. This is 99.9% of the time why your whip won't idle, or why it won't stay idle long enough. Your clutch, or you're running really, really rich. Those are the two reasons. Don't take notes of that, people. Muggy's giving you information right now, and I told you guys I wasn't going to do any tutorials. But I only do this shit like this is when people ask me, when newbies, especially newbies, when they reach out to the Muggy and they ask the Muggy questions, and they ask, and can you do a video? I'm not going to tell nobody no. You heard what John said. I'm the same way. Who do you think I learned from? I've never told anybody no. Am I the nicest guy like John? Am I like, you know, John's passive aggressive. I'm not. I just don't put up. I have very little tolerance for ignorance. I just can't stand it. It is what it is. Call me what you want. But anyway, just that little bit. See that? Just a tad bit. And then when you spin it, Money, people. Money. Also check your springs. When I put my clutch, when you put your clutch shoes in, whether it's 4-shoe, 3-shoe, if there's any wiggle in your shoes, change your springs. They're getting worn. And when they start worn, and you should be able to take a little screwdriver, okay, like this, underneath your belt where your shoes are, and pop them out, and they should be able to snap right back, and they should be nice and tight. When they're loose, that's another thing that'll jack up your idle and the way your shit runs. Trust me, man, this thing here, that's why the Nerd, if you go watch the Nerd was very, 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 very integral about clutch tuning, because he knew it was one of the most important things. You could get all your needles dialed in, have the right plug, best fuel in the world, airtight tank, airtight motor, no leaks whatsoever, baddest pipe, you know, everything. If this thing here isn't dialed, excuse my language, you're fucked. You ain't never get, you get it tuned, but you're not going to get a good tune on it. You'll get a, you know, okay. Well, how do I know that? Because it still happens to me. Every day when I go run my, or whenever I go run my shit, people, believe it or not, you see the muggy struggling, or you see the muggy, you know, not every time you go. Anybody that says every time they go out, their tune's going to be perfect, they're full of shit. I watch so many videos, and so many, unless it's off camera somewhere and I didn't see it, from what I've seen, and I know from my personal experience, every time you go out and run your shit, your tune's always going to change. Weather changes, barometer changes, everything changes. Your motor might just have a freaking bad attitude today, for whatever reason. These things are real, breathing, fucking pieces of machinery, excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. There's going to also always be tweaks, even though that's why I love modified motors. You heard John say that before. The one thing that will change about when you get motors modded, once you get them all dialed in and everything, man, I don't do shit to them. The two motors that are like that right now in my arsenal, and by the way, I use a lot of low-C clutches and they're okay. Okay, these are the low-C clutches, but their pins that go in here, they suck ass. Suck huge rhino nuts. They strip out all the time. I've even cross-grinded them. You know when you strip them out, how you put that notch in there? You guys see that notch? Can you see that? See that notch? I leave that there. Usually you put that notch in there with a grinder, so you can get it out with a flathead, right? Well, I leave it like that. Because these always strip, especially the low-C ones. So either look for a different one. Anything other than low-C. I don't know about the other ones I haven't had issues with. Techno ones, Serpent ones. I've got Buku clutches. I've got, you know, Reds clutches. I've got everything but two clutches that I'm getting next. A Works clutch, which I know my boy, shout out to my boy, 1/5 only. I'm the one that referred him to get him, and I didn't even have one. Well, I did have one, but I think I got rid of it with a motor that I sold a long time ago. So I've used Works clutches are good. Very affordable, very good. I still think the two best out there from what I've heard and what I've used, and I need to find out, the Novorossi. It's just, man, like I said, though, you know how the muggy is, man. I got to justify spending $100 on a clutch bell and a clutch setup for $100. The Novorossi clutch bell with the two bearings comes with it. It's 27 something. Let's just say 30 bucks. That clutch setup is about 60 something bucks. So we're just saying $100 for the Novorossi clutch and clutch bell setup. So it better be a badass. And I know people that swear by it, they love it. But I like the Reds because you can adjust the tension on it. You don't have to change springs. So anyway, the main thing of this video is the muggy wants to go over the rules. There is a contest and I'm giving away shit. I'm giving away free shit. The muggy is giving away some free shit. You people want some free shit? Because there's going to be rules and stipulations and stuff, because I'm not just going to give shit away. I'm giving away a $200 motor. This motor, if you go look for them, last time I seen one, if you can find them, which is the OFNA, legendary OFNA Hyper 21. Okay? These were very, very classic. They came with this one and a 28 were the only two motors that came with the Hyper 7s when they came out. Okay? I think you had your option. This motor I got a long time ago. It's probably got maybe a gallon through it. It's still pretty fresh. It's got a lot of pinch, people. A lot of pinch. But I'm going to rebuild it as far as like, it's been sitting a while. I'm going to mod it, touch it up, get it going, make sure that it's good to go, fire it up, maybe show you guys I'll fire it up once or twice, show you that it is a badass, take it, pull it down again, box it, whatever, and get it ready. This contest, I'm going to give, the first place winner is getting this motor with a pipe. It's not no freaking, it's not no Rossi. Come on, people, I ain't going to give you guys no Rossi. I thought about it, but I ain't all Daddy Warbucks. I ain't Mr. Zah. I don't have tons of pipes. I have a lot, but I don't have tons. And by the way, this is the 9901. If anybody knows anything about the 9901 Novarossi, hit me up. I want to run it. I know it's good for, I heard, for racing on .21s. I want to know. Comment, people. Hit the muggy up. Looks like a Super Strong. I like the way it's beefy. But this is a 9901. I think it's a Super Strong, whatever it's called. Novarossi pipe. This came with my that Elite motor that I got. Okay, and I also have this. This is the 41021. So I don't know anything about those because I've never ran that. Yeah, believe it or not. What? Muggy, you ran everything. Well, no, I haven't. There's a lot of shit I haven't run yet. But we'll get there. So anybody that knows about the 9901 with the 41021 combo, hit the muggy up. I want to know what it's good for. I'm thinking of .21. I just don't. I want to know what its behavioral pattern is. It is a mid, is it a bottom, does it got good top, the gearing, all that bullshit. So anyway, I'm going to give away this motor for the first place winner and a pipe. This is like a kind of like an 053, more like an 086. It's a mid pipe, and this is like a 410021, I think, type header, or 001. I don't know. It's generic. It's aluminum. Shit. So you're getting that pipe and you're getting that motor, first place winner for the best muggy cave, or we'll call it best man cave. Actually, we'll call it muggy cave, the muggy cave contest. Okay. Second place. I was just gonna give away a motor and some other stuff. I want everybody to get in on this. Okay. I want to be able to help everybody out, not just the one person that wins. It's gonna be first, second, third. Second place winner is gonna get a set of these bearings. These are German bearings. They're not like Boko bearings or, you know, anything high-end, but they're German. That's all that matters. These are German. They're not Japanese. These are German bearings. I forgot what I paid for them. I have a couple sets extra. I've got tons of bearings. There's 8 of them in here, so this will be enough to cover your hubs in your whatever whip you put it in. Fresh. These are good bearings. I almost got them, man. I can't even believe I'm giving this shit away. See, I'm talking about Muggy cares about people. Muggy's not some mean guy that hates people and talks and whatever. Okay, I have a heart. Trust me. You know, it's in here somewhere. Christmas is coming up. So anyway, second place gets a set of bearings, brand new, never used. Third place winner gets one of these customized, hand-made, hand-signed by the Muggy stands. Look at this thing. Folds out. Bam. This is my custom work. See, remember when I get these pit mats, they're so big, I have a lot of extra left over. So obviously I trim these pit mats. Okay. Trim them up. Obviously leave the logo. This is my badass Techno one. And then with the extra stuff that comes with it, I use it for, you can use it for so many different things. I mean, if I showed you some of the things I used it for, I mean, look, I use it for this little table setup here. That's a part of a pit mat for when I'm wrenching. I use it obviously on here. It gives you good grip so your whip doesn't slide around, you know. I mean, you could throw your buggy on here. You could throw your truggy on here. I mean, this is a solid. You could probably put a fifth scale on this puppy. It's pretty solid. Bam. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about what's going on with the Mugen next, because the Mugen's going to be next on deck, okay, people. Anyway, you get this. Plus it folds up. Look at that. Bam! Custom by the Muggy. So that's the third place winner. Now, this is the contest. The cave, your man cave, I don't care if you got all the bells and whistles and TVs and refrigerators and all that shit. I'm concerned mostly, because you guys know the way I am, I want to see a cave that's very well organized. Detailed. Somebody that's meticulous like me. I mean, look at the way... Somebody asked me, how many stations do you have? I got 4 or 5. This is where I do I can do anything anywhere. This is where I'm doing mostly my painting and masking for, I mean, I'm not painting here, but you know, my body setup. And I can turn this into anything around what I want. You know, let me give you a little muggy tour of the cave. I haven't given one in a while. This is where I keep all my fuel. I suggest anybody that has fuel stored, store it in a dark, dingy, cool area. Anybody will tell you that knows anything about nitro. This shit, when you leave it in the sun or leave it in the light, it somehow breaks down the chemical, the mixed, whatever's in it. It makes your fuel go bad. That's all you need to know. Just don't do it. Or do it, learn the hard way. I keep a lot of my pipes. I mark my boxes. I've got filter boxes. There's my Technos, but I keep all my filters in there. I got my soldering box. I got my, what else is that? Oh yeah, I got my my fuel tanks. I've got all extra fuel tanks in here. This drawer pulls out of here. I mean, the muggies, it's not even really organized right now. I got to go through it. But I mean, to give you guys an idea, I'm looking for somebody that has their shit straightened together. I don't care how brand new it is. I don't care what you got in there, 80-inch screen TV. I don't care if you got computers everywhere. I don't care if you got, you know, nice new shit. Cabinets are all pretty. What hell's your shit set up? This is my second little stage area where I kind of, you know, this is where I have a lot of my drawers. I keep all my cleaning stuff up here. This drawer, I keep a lot of my paints. They're up on the table now, but all my paints go in here. Sanding material, taping, masking. This is a lot of paint and body shit in here. These are some of the comic books that I keep stored in here, and I keep them inside a protective thing. So if I ever need, you know, pictures that I might when I go to make another body. Bottom here, I keep a lot of kind of miscellaneous, but mostly a lot of the plugs and electronics. A lot of my cleaning brushes, rubber bands. I've had somebody, another subscriber a while back, sent me like tons of zip ties, man. I've got zip ties coming out my ass. And this drawer over here, this is a little thing that I just acquired. I keep all my tires in there. I got to straighten that up too. You know, keep my tires. Buggy tires up top, chuggy tires on the bottom. I've got more tires, but I got to put them in there. So this is kind of another workstation. Up here, this is my little small, personalized game. I don't know if you want to call it game section. This is stuff that my daughters have given me because my daughters are gamers, and one of them's a huge gamer, and the other one loves Japanese anime, and they both love anime, but she's more into the cosplay, you know, comic, and where they dress up. So these girls have given me this, their dad, this section, so this is mine. But I do love games. Zelda, badass game, one of my favorite all time. Resident Evil, one of my favorite all time. Obviously God of War, Kratos, you know, Silent Hill, I love that. Those are the games that I love to do. I wish I had more time to play games, man. I haven't played games in such a long time. Oh, but my daughter's coming over. Maybe we might do a video this weekend. Daughter's coming over to visit, my oldest one. She said we're going to play some, bring my thing, we're going to play some games, Dad, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So Muggy might be playing some games. This is my other corner section. You guys have seen this plenty of time. Zah, there's my freaking, I love this thing here, man. I am the proud owner of one of the probably very few pit towels that I've ever seen. Novarossi pit towel. And also, you guys remember, you seen the unboxing, that thing came with the Elite motor. I scored on that. The fanny pack, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I just kind of hang it there. But anyway, oh, and here's, I got to give these to my dad. To my brother that gave me, subscriber that gave me some cigars. Badass stogies. But anyway, here's all my oils. I keep them up here. All my Losi oils. Yes, I do. You guys know I love Losi oils. Not Losi, but Losi oils. I keep my wings up here. I've got 2 more wings coming. I'm getting a, whatchamacallit, the, I forgot who makes it. The one that Adam Drake always talks about. The flashers, the Flashpoint that makes them. They do a lot of the Mugen stuff. But anyway, I got to get some more wings. And I told you guys, man, the best wing that I love, and I run it not only on my Techno, but I run it also on my Mugen Truggy. I love and I recommend, highly recommend, especially if you're going to race, these J Concepts. They have these adjustments in the back. It's pretty cool. See how these adjust? For when you're racing, I guess, to change the downforce on your whip. Anyway, so those are, you know, they're like 20-something bucks, but they're badass. I love the J Concepts wings. So anyway, back to my section here. Obviously, I'm acquiring more motors. We're going to do 3 more probably by the end, hopefully by the end of this year. 3 more are going to go to Lance. Still deciding on which ones they're going to be. And also, you know, and this is where I keep my motors. I mean, this light's blinding me. This is where I keep my, my, you know, retired motors, some of the motors that are not running right now. Obviously, there's my Rexes up on top, 2 other Rex Legend 28.8s. One of them's modified, the other one's still stock. You know, there's a vacant space because we got to put this off and back up here where she goes. These stands, everybody asks me all the time about these. Go online. They probably don't have it where you live, but you go online. I have the store where I live. It's called Daiso. D-A-I-S-O. It's a Japanese 99-cent store, but their shit's mostly $1.50. Those are like $1.50. I gotta go get me some more. And that's where I also got, you can, if you find it, you can probably order one of these. These are the stands. They have these too. Now, it won't come with this shit on here. And if you don't put something like this on there, it'll slide, this plastic. So anyway, and then obviously this is my, can you see better without the light off, huh? This is my bench area. This is another area, section where I do my wrenching. You know, I got my drawer where I keep my MIPs when they're not in here. My cabinet underneath here. I mean, this cabinet, I got to put some kind of light in it. I'm always moving it around. But I keep a lot of my chemicals, some of them in here. I keep some of them over here on this side. This is like another little tiny cabinet thing. I keep, you know, little shelves where I keep my stuff on. You know, obviously I've got my pegboards with Novarasi shit, with my Techno shit, Mugen. These are a lot of the Mugens and Technos. This is a lot of the shit that came with my Chuggies when I bought them. That's what I'm telling you, man. There's scores like this out there, people. You just got to be look. Don't be lazy. You just got to look. Don't be lazy. You know, and then I have these pegboards. Now, I'm thinking I want to put another, I'm going to get a big pegboard. I want to take this hole from here, right under the shelf, probably down about here. I want to put a giant pegboard that goes that way and then crosses over here and up here maybe. So I can hang more. I got tons more. I got more shit than this. I got like boxes of Techno and Mugen parts. Okay. And XTM parts. I've got a whole box of another whole XTM monster truck that you guys don't know or not, that I got a long time ago. But anyway, and then this is my last section where this is where I wrench like a gentleman. I'm old, people. The Augie Maniac ain't no spring chicken. This is where I sit down and I do some serious wrenching. These are chibi trays. I've got tons of them they're at my level. I got these chairs. I think I got these chairs at like Walmart for like 12 bucks, 15 bucks. So I can sit here like this and I can wrench like a gentleman, people. That's what I'm talking about. What did Mr. Zah always say? Wrench like a gentleman. Quit messing around with needle nose pliers trying to take your exhaust springs out, people. You know how long it took me to get one of these? And that was that guy that John talked about. Springs flying everywhere. Hell no, I'm going to get me another one. Huddy makes one and RB makes one too. They're like 20-something bucks, no matter who you get it from. This one was a little bit cheaper, like 15, I think. Man, so you can do this with one hand. So easy. This little caddy, 10 bucks. Look on eBay. These caddies are bitching, man. I love these caddies. So anyway, that's about all I got, people. I just want to share that stuff with you. Also on the contest, 10 people need to enter. If I don't get 10 entries within the next few weeks, or whatever, the winner will be announced November 1st. There will no be winner if there's not 10 people that enter. If I don't get 10 people enter this contest, why am I going to give anything away? Why? I mean, also too, this contest is going to be on people voting. You're going to make comments on my videos that I'll be doing up until that time, you know. And it's only people that are allowed to vote are only the people that are subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, you don't count. Okay, so if you make a comment and I go to look and you're not subscribed, because you could be just some hater, some troll, whatever, that just wants to, you know, like a lot of them out there, just wants to try to ruffle the muggy's feathers, which you can't. Okay, trust me. Many have tried. Ask the nerd. Come on, people. Who do you think you're talking to here? So anyway, unless you're a subscriber, your vote doesn't count. And I'll tally up all the votes, and I'll be checking who's voting on what. And every single video of the person, whether it's their name, I will give them a number. You will have a number. Video number 1, video number 2, video number 3. That way, if you try to comment and vote for a video, I know it's yours. I know it's you voting. Come on, people. You ain't going to try to blow no smoke up the Muggy's ass. I'm ahead of this shit, okay? I'm going to give away, you know, a couple $100 worth of stuff or whatever, then these are my rules. They're my rules. You play by my rules, you don't play at all. Which is fine with me. And if I don't get a winner, or if I don't get enough entries, then guess what? I don't have to give away shit. That's cool with me. I'll keep it. But I'd rather give it away to somebody. I'd rather let somebody enjoy a decent sealed back motor. Maybe somebody has a Rotostart and Pull Start. They can't afford a decent motor. And this is not like a top, this is a Taiwan thing too, but this Optimus 21s are bad. This is a badass motor. This was the first taste that I got of a sealed back .21 or anything. And I miss this motor, man, and I retired this thing well over a year ago, and it's still great. It's still good to go, and I'm going to, like I said, throw the Muggy mod on it and throw in a decent pipe with it and give it away to somebody. Okay, so first place, second place, third place, you heard the rules, you heard the criteria. If your cave ain't even close to mine, and mine's not the best cave. There's tons of caves that I've seen out there that are pretty decent, and some way better than mine. But also, it's what's in your cave. Are you rocking some scrub RTR shit or some monster trucks? Well, you might have a badass cave, but people are going to be judging you by what's in the cave also, and I will too. Remember, just because the people that vote on these, and I tally up all the votes, ultimately it will come down to my decision, because it's my contest. I'll decide whether that person is worthy to winning the contest. Okay? Based on what I said, and what the rules are, and what my criteria is. So, granted, if you got some next level, some sick whips, and even if you got some good, decent classics, you know, like Muggies, if you got some Muggies in your arsenal, as long as they're not a bunch of Rotostarts and Pullstar bullshits, man, you're up in the mix, okay? Another thing too, people, anybody, and I constantly get this a lot from guys about the motor filters outerwear. If you're running a outerwear and you don't have the motor saver, you are defeating the whole purpose. Slam on the brakes. Okay? This thing does not work the way it's supposed to without the whole package. Okay? Using the outerwear without the motor saver is like, it's like Gumby without Pokey. It's like Laurel without Hardy. It's like Fred without Barney. It's like Tom without Jerry. It's like Pokey without Gumby. You guys feeling me? So if you're going to run this system, if you can run this system in your whip, you got to have all the pieces. Motor saver, okay, which is this big ass thing, okay, the whole package, and the outerwear. That's it. That's the way it works. Otherwise, your shit ain't going to work right. See this here? This doesn't have a motor saver in it. It just has the filter, double filter in here, and it has the outerwear. I mean, it has, yeah, the outerwear. There's no motor saver. I hate running those ones on my buggy, but I have no choice. The buggy I wish, I'm trying to find one that I don't know if Offner or whoever makes them. See, this is like the Losi one, but there's no motor saver in here. There's no motor saver in here. You're missing out. You're missing the whole package, man. This system works the best and is the most protection of your motor of any filter if you have the motor saver. The outerwear is not going to cut it. You're going to be cleaning that shit every time you run it, I suggest. I clean this thing probably every half gallon, if that, with that setup. So anyway, Muggy Maniacs got that. What else? Is there anything else I wanted to cover? No, so that's the contest. Like, I'm giving some shit away, people. Muggy doesn't have to give away nothing. A lot of people that I know, well respected in this industry, in this hobby, tell me every day when I talk to them, Muggy, why you shouldn't be giving stuff away. These people don't deserve nothing from you. These people hate you and blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah, but these are for my subscribers. At least I hope my subscribers don't hate me. Maybe they do. I wouldn't be surprised. This is because you subscribe to me doesn't mean you love me. Obviously. Okay. So, anyway, this badass. Look at her, man. Look at that. Honestly, I can't look at that shit. That's some sick-ass suspension. That's called dialed in, people. I love my techno. But Don't get that twisted. I love this thing too. This thing is a beast. That's why it's getting the best motor in it. Oh, I almost forgot. I talked to Lance. Just so you guys know, FYI, if you guys want to get your motors modded, it's $125 per motor. If you send them more than one, Lance will cut you a deal. That's between him and you. He told me to make sure I let you guys know that. He doesn't mind you guys. Just don't be calling the guy and asking him stupid questions, okay? Please. You know, I'll have him block you. You're like, dang, Muggy, you blocked your videos on some people. You're going to block us from Lance? No, I don't control what he does. But anyway, I talked to Lance, and I was asking him, because I picked this guy's brain. Just because he modded my motors, and he gave me back, and I got my motors, I'm hitting this guy up all the time. So when I talked to him, he was telling me, the LRP .32 Spec 4, you do not need to run double washers. Just because the plug goes down a little bit, it doesn't change anything. Long as, you got to remember that firing chamber, if you know what the firing chamber looks like, okay, where your piston sets, your plug sets in there, that's not touching the top of your piston, okay, obviously. He said it doesn't matter if that plug's sitting in a little bit farther, and it doesn't have to be flush. That doesn't matter. And I take his word. He knows what he's talking about. So if you're running the double washers, you don't have to. Do what you want, but I'm just telling you, that's what he told me, because I asked him. Because when he sent it back to me, he had one washer out. I'm like, hey, why is there one? He goes, you don't need to, bro. It's all right. I said, okay, cool. He goes, no, it's good. You don't need to. That's why I took it out. I'm the engine professional builder here. I said, hey, bro, you're the man. Anyway, also I asked him, what is the dyno on a Rex? This is the age-old question that everybody wants to know, and I get a lot of this. What is the better motor, power-wise? The 28.8 Rex Legend or the LRP .32? Okay, and a dyno spec, and Lance has ran them, so he knows when you get these motors right, modded by the right person, the LRP .32X with the Nova carb on it, modified, okay, will have more bottom and mid than the 28.8 Rex Legend. So what Lance was telling me, like say in a short burst, like a quick run, not real long run, the 32 will get in that ass. But he said the Nova Rossi 28.8 Rex Legend, modified, just like the LRP, come when the top starts to kick in, the top end, if you have a longer stretch, this will walk away from the LRP. This thing doesn't even modify, it doesn't have the top end as that. That's dyno. That's coming from Lance. I didn't just make that up. You can ask him yourself. I think that's pretty cool because I wanted to always know that. Now I'm going to experience it myself, obviously. I ran this thing yesterday, even though you guys didn't see it. This thing is a monster. I was running a 16 pinion on it, and it was pulling it pretty hard. No front end's coming up, but it's a 16 pinion. This thing still didn't have a lot of top end. So I'm down to a 14. I usually will run a 14 on it. I've got a 14 on here. We're going to run a 14. We're going to run this hopefully in the next couple days. Don't quote me on that, but I got so much shit to do. I got to finish setting up my buggy. You know, like I said, all these things my shit has to be set up before I just go run some shit. Because I'm trying not to have too many things going on. I can chew gum and walk at the same time, but I don't want to have all these projects in my shop. I want to try to narrow them down. I've already got the paint job that I got to finish up on that. I still got to get the buggy going. I got to do some of that. I got to get my XTM. This thing makes me sad, people. You guys know I love my muggy. My version of my XTM. I can't stand looking at it. It's getting dusty. It's starting to really, really, really piss me off. Not pissed off at it, but you know what I'm saying? This thing needs to get rocking. And you know we're going to rock in that thing, right? Oh, we're going to rock the badass, sick, nasty beast Pico .28. Modded by RB Mods. Like I said, Rick does a great job. I have no complaints. I love the 3 motors he did for me. Badass motors. Sick, 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 sick. But if you want to go to another level, I'm telling you, Lance's shit is another level, people. Rick doesn't have dynos, FYI. Okay? He doesn't have motor baths. He doesn't have any of that shit. Lance is a different animal, people. They're both good modders, but I think Lance has got the edge. It's like comparing Mr. Bodegel on motors compared to Adam Drake. Bodagel's great, knows his shit, backyard mechanic type guy, real rapping gearhead 100%. He knows his shit. But Adam's a little more, he's more the technical guy. That's what I'm talking about. That's the difference. Okay? In a bashing sense, even though Adam does the racing. So anyway, Lance told me that's the deal, man. He goes, if you race them against each other, a modified 32, modded right, and a modified Rex 28.8, the LRP will get it off the line and get it mid. But once mid kicks in on the 28.8, like if you got a longer run, he said the Rex Legend will walk away from this thing. It'll spank its ass top end. But the LRP is a badass. So, I mean, so there you go, people. You heard it here first from the Muggy. Talking facts, not fiction. Talking dyno specs galore here, okay? So stay tuned, people. There's another hour. The Muggy's ranting and raving. We're going to see if we can get some rapping going on. We're going to get this baby out and get it ripping. We're going to see this thing go full tilt. I want to see freaking front ends come up. I want to see this thing just getting nasty. Hopefully, don't quote me, like I said before, I'm trying to get out to the wetlands. I want to get to the wetlands and get this thing taking flight, man. I'm not going to beat it up. I'm not going to jump it off no buildings. Hell no. I work too hard, put too much time, money, effort into my shit like to do that. But we do need to get her up. We need to get her up. I didn't put Superman on here for nothing. We need to get Superman up in the air. You know, we need to at least get the techno. See, I'm standing on the ground. We need to get at least the techno up here. Maybe up here. If we can get the techno from here, you know, about 5 feet, 6 feet in the air, we're good. I think we can. And I think she can hang, people. She's a badass. But anyway, that's all I got. Got to get back to this work. Got to get back to more shitting. I mean, more shitting. More stuff going on. So anyway, shout out to, again, Just Joe, for giving me that tip on the Fly Sky. Shout out to 1/5 RC. Shout out to Elite, my brother. I'm sure we talk a couple times a week. Shout out to Audrey. Audrey, let me know what's up with that body that you want done. Shout out to Gearhead Addict. Nick Conan, where you at, bro? And I don't know where Connor Wickby is. I'm going to start taking people off the list that I don't hear from. If I haven't heard from you in a long time, then I'm not going to even keep you on my list. This is a list of people. It doesn't mean you're not in the Nitro Nation or you're not one of the Nitro Roundtable Nights that I chose. It just means that the guys that I am paying attention more to and building relationships are the guys that consistently get at me. Or I even call them. I don't wait for people to call me. I call them, hey, what's up, bro, when I get time. But I'm so busy. This whole YouTube thing, and now I'm modding motors, and I got to break in some motors. I gotta break in that motor. I got to finish running. No, this one's ready to go, but we got to dial it in, you know, and then I got to get the OS going, the modified OS. But anyway, Muggy's got a lot on his table. I'm still looking for my buggy. Hopefully I'll be pulling the trigger on a buggy. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with a brand new buggy or another whip. It's probably going to sit, so I'm not in any hurry to buy one right now. So I want more motors. I want more pipes. They're coming. Stay tuned. Muggy Maniac is in full tilt next level mod. Modded, Italian, or nothing. Period. So let me leave you with this. No matter how your day goes, and I'm not just talking RC, Nitro, and I'm not just talking, you know, I'm talking life, people. In the scheme of life, at the end of your day, if you could honestly say to yourself, no matter what happened, no matter what results you got, that you learned something, you got ahead that day, okay? I learned that early in life. People would ask me, oh, how's your day? Horrible. Well, wait, what's wrong? Well, this and that. Well, hey, did you learn something today? Yeah? Okay, well then you got ahead. So if you learn something every day, no matter what happens, you get ahead. And also, do whatever you want to do. Run your shit the way you want it. Do whatever you want to do on your channel. It's your channel, it's your money, it's your deal. Do it the best of your ability, whatever style you want to do it. You don't have to do it my way. You don't even have to listen to what I say. This is just what I do and how I do it. And the method to my madness. And I am mad, sick in the head, gearhead. Okay? No, I don't think anybody's a scrub because they don't run my shit. But just keep in mind, all those RTRs, all those pull starts, all those roto starts, if it's not a race kit, it is made for scrubs. Period. End of story. Again, you are not a scrub. Just means That is scrub shit. That is what it's made for. Doesn't mean that you are that. So anyway, also, set your piston bottom dead center when you're not running your shit. Don't leave your shit up in the top there, okay? So that's all I got, people. Muggy Maniacs out. I'll catch you guys hopefully on the next couple. Well, hopefully it will be a run video the next time I hear or you guys hear from me. So that's about it. Peace.